And away we go, except we're not fully set up. But we're here, we're going to go grab a meal, we're going to put the eggs in our inventory, and we're going to start hatching. Because that's how it works here. On the road to 1365, that's really going to be 1379, I think is what I came up with. It feels like so long ago that I figured out the math on that. But I did. Here we go. Hey. He likes it. He really likes it. Take that, and now we'll get set up, and we will begin the process. I'm going to need you, and I'm not going to need you. I'm going to need all of you. And we're off. Nope, get up. And we're off. We have our meal. We have our colossal. We're going this way. You know what I really didn't enjoy? I usually try to keep it positive, but we're going to talk about something that was just a little unnecessarily annoying. During this process, I emptied all of my Pokemon games. Not this process, but overall in the history of talking and recording Pokemon. I played through all of them, and then I needed to transfer them. And when I got done with my playthrough, I took all the Pokemon, or at least I took the main ones. I think I did it twice, I believe, if I remember correctly, because I played them on original consoles so that I could transfer everything up. So I was playing things on like 3DS or DS or whatever. I believe it was mostly all DS and 3DS games in order to play the Pokemon until I got to Switch games. And the way you would transfer them, I need to be swapping them out of the boxes, please. Pay attention, Michael. This is important. You don't want to waste time. The way you would transfer them out, so let's say we went all the way back to the original DS games. That's where the issue really lied, and I was playing just a few there. I'm trying to remember. I believe I played Heart Gold or Soul Silver, one of those, because I just wanted to play one of each generation, even if it was a remake. So I'm pretty sure that was a DS game, an original DS game. And then Black and White and Black and White 2. One of those. I think I played White for both of them. I think I played White and White 2. I think those were the two that I had. Or maybe it was Black and White 2. I don't remember. But all three of those were all DS games. And in order to transfer some of those, I don't remember which ones. I don't think it was Soul Silver. But definitely Black or White 2, whichever one it was there, the transfer process to get them into home, you had to transfer them through some special little mini game that they made you play. Which was really annoying. Everything else you just like transfer them and you pull them into Pokemon Bank and then they can go into home. There was still a way at that point in time. And I think you can still do that. It used to be, yeah, they've shut down the online services, but if you have access, I think you can still download or in some way go back and do the thing in order to get them into your modern game. But they did kind of put a time limit, or no, I paid for it. When I was doing that, it was a paid service still in order to use Pokemon Bank to pull your Pokemon out of the games and basically transfer them up into a modern system. And then it went free because they were going to shut it down after a point in time. So I don't even know if it's possible to go back at this point now in 2024. I don't know if it's even possible to continue doing that, if Bank still works for the time being, if there's going to be a point where it won't. It would be nice if they made it in some way compatible for the future, for a forever thing. I don't know how they would do that. Maybe make it so that, you know, I don't know how you go back to cross like old, I don't know, with like a hardware. It would have to be a software only thing that would connect to it. But then how do you connect to the old versions? I don't remember. But anyway, what I was trying to get at was that there was a really annoying, most of them, it was just transfer, everything was done. But then there was this really annoying mini game you had to play where you would have to go catch the, like, it wouldn't take that long, but you would transfer, you go, okay, I'm going to pull these 6 out of my party or whatever it is, and then these 6 are the ones that are transfer. And then you have to catch those 6. And it was like this little touchscreen mini game with the stylus where they would be like hiding behind bushes, and they'd kind of come out, and you could do something to make them like come out from behind the bush, and then you had to hit them with a Pokeball, and like unnecessary. Just took a little bit. It was a couple minutes every time, and when you're trying to transfer a fair amount of them, it's annoying. And it's unnecessary. Why did they do that? I get it. It's probably fun. Why couldn't we escape? What happened here? I don't want to hurt you. You don't really deserve it. You didn't do anything. It's unnecessary. Thank you. Bye. Anyway, I remember being a little annoyed with that. Just being like, this is not the fastest process for transferring these things over, and it's annoying. And I did, if I remember correctly, I just took all the ones that I had at a certain point, because I'd just been doing it the first playthrough, and I just wanted to transfer, you know, one. Whatever my favorite pick was as I went through and played. And so that one I brought all the way up. I would bring them, I'd play through the game, one version or another, and then bring that Pokemon up through the ranks to join me in Sword and Shield. Badoop. But then I went back when I went, oh, I will instead complete the Pokedex, which means I'm going to need these ones. So then I would make a list of everything I was missing, where best I could capture them, if it had to go all the way back. You know, we've talked about that. Because by that point, I made it a goal where I was like, I'll at least talk about it in some way, record it, make it a thing, doing what we're doing here. And it expanded to being getting all the forms, and that's where we're at today. And we have one to go. And we've had one to go for weeks now of your time. But we're going to do it. We're going to get there. I don't know where I got off on that tangent of why I was talking about that, but I do remember just being slightly annoyed by the fact that that had to happen every single time you wanted to do a transfer. Nope, stop. I didn't do it on purpose. I was just pressing the wrong button and I got out of it, but by our logic, knowing what has happened in the past, that's the one. It's not. There's no way that will happen again. But that's how the Dunsparce worked. It was an accident. I'm just pressing buttons trying to get through the thing as quick as possible. And I accidentally pressed the yes on rename. And then I go, no. And it backspaces out of it. And then I just exit it as it is. If that's the one, there's no way. But if that's the one, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still shocked that was the other one. Like, of course it's going to happen at some point. It has to. It is possible, mathematically, and we just keep doing it over and over. Please leave me alone. Guys, come on. Why? Leave me be. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to hatch eggs and you're making it take longer. I'm trying to get all the eggs hatched this episode. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in 30 minutes. I'm certainly not going to be able to do it. No, it's already been almost 10 minutes. I wonder if that's what happened. A time or two ago, we had one that was leveling up slightly faster, and it was probably due to... No. I don't know what was up with that. It was weird, that's for sure. Everything else is kind of mathematically the same, and we had one that was just leveling up faster, but I don't think it started at a 15 from an accidental a forced battle that I didn't want to do. You think you've got a shiny somewhere in this egg bunch? Probably not, right? The odds of getting a shiny are significantly less than getting the family of 3. And boy, I'll tell you what, if we somehow manage to get the shiny before we get the family of 3, that would be weird. That'd be annoying. 1 in 100 as opposed to like 1 in 2,000, and yet we somehow managed to get that one. I mean, it's not really how math works. It's just a chance. It could happen. It's unlikely to happen, but that's chances, isn't it? It could accidentally grab the wrong... Oh my god, come on. I'm not trying to do this. Just give me the thing. I just want to do this. I don't really want to go out on the lake. I feel it's more get around out there. So I guess we'll just turn around and go back. We're just kind of randomly running here. Bum, 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 bum. Hatch the egg. I haven't gotten... I am tired of this. I want to be done. I've done this the longest. By far, Mousehold has taken the longest than anything else. But I'll say, and that's because just pure number of episodes, right? We started with 26. I count that as 4.5, but technically that was 9 before we got to Dunsparce at 36 because we took 1 episode off to go do something else. Those are roughly half an hour. There was one that was an hour. So that's 10 hours? No, we're on 41 now. It's definitely taken the longest, and I've spread it out over a few weeks, so it doesn't feel that bad. But the one that I got the most annoyed with, that I really didn't want to do anymore, you were nowhere even close to me. Go away. This is taking too long. I need to find another place to go, apparently. Maybe we'll just run around in town. They'll definitely hatch in town. There's really no reason for me to have to do that, but I will, just to keep the Pokemon from... Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe we fly back to town. Maybe we run around the town. First of all, I apparently forgot to swap one out. Second of all, let's just go back to a town. Let's go to here. I mean, what else are we doing? It's not like we're doing it because I mean, it's fun to run around, but the Pokemon seem to be very heavily on the path in that area. Anyway, I've talked about it before, but if the content is the same in the episode, then the talk might as well be the same. That's actually the opposite of what you want to do. Probably want to keep it interesting regardless. But I'll mention it here. There was one stupid fish, Bruxfish. I don't even remember if there's an F in that one. But it's one that's real colorful and got big lips and is annoying. It was in Sun and Moon, and it had, I think, a 1% chance. And I was just so determined to get it done. I'd tried it like on and off for a couple of days, just trying to get it done. But I was determined to just knock that thing out one Saturday morning. Very similar to this. I'm recording all these on a Saturday morning, this particular group of episodes. And it took most of the morning. But it was very frustrating and annoying. I don't even remember exactly how I had to do it. I know I was on Sun and Moon. I know I had to charge repeatedly because I would let the, like, 3DS full dead 2 charging so I could like get up and walk around while I was doing it and eat food and move to the couch and be watching. I was watching stuff the entire time because it was so boring. But it just wound up getting under my skin to the point where I was really annoyed that that one was taking so long. And then finally it happened. But it really took like all morning, and then some other time. It probably took like 6 hours for that one. I mean, by far not the worst I've ever had to do. I've talked about that many times. Very similar. A fish that took forever was Phoebus. A Phoebos in Ruby, the original one. Because that took like a summer. I don't know why that one took so long. I have to imagine it's the same 1% chance, isn't it? Let's learn. Let's go look up Phoebus. A Phoebus. Game locations. There are 6 spots in Ruby and Sapphire where you could find it. But isn't it super hard to find? I don't know what the percentage is. That's what I'm trying to look up while I'm also going into my bag by accident. Not what I'm trying to do. I need an egg, you guys. Nope, stop. We just need egg. 1 egg, please. Run around, please. Now, while that's going, that's when we look, because we can't even do anything. Oh, when did they change that? Evolves into Militic when leveled up with its beauty condition high enough, or when traded while holding a prism scale. That must be a later on game thing, because they took out the beauty stuff. That's got to be what it is, because I'll tell you what. Alright, this Wikipedia doesn't have what I need right there. Phoebus, Ruby, spawn, rate. 50%? No. No, that's not true. I'll tell you what, there's no way that's true. Maybe, but no. There were only a couple spots. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe because there were only 6 specific spots and we didn't know that back in the day. Phoebus is 100% encounter rate under the bridge on Route 119 during the day. I don't believe that. The top comment on this one. My God, the horrors of being 10 years old and trying to find Phoebus in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Did it eventually, though? Yes, that's exactly... Maybe that's why it took the longest, was because there was a very specific way to do it, and we didn't know that. We had the internet. I do remember looking it up, but I don't think we found... Here are the only spots you could do. I think we just fished and went up and down. But I'm seeing multiple people saying a 50% if you're in the right spot. It's a specific tile. There are 6 specific tiles. And that must have been why we couldn't find it. We weren't even... Man. I gotta go back and tell, like, 13-year-old me that he was doing it wrong, and he was making it way harder than it needed to be to find that stupid fish. I should do it again. I don't know how I would do it. I don't know if I have my Ruby, my original Game Boy Advance one. There's no way for me to record it. It would be interesting just to be like, look at how annoying this thing was. No, we're not doing that. We're not coming up with more ideas to continue playing Pokemon once we finish a series of 40-something. More than that, because I did 13 of the other ones. I had a couple interim episodes. 60? No. 13, and I want to say 3 or 4, 17. We might be close to 60. If this is 41, total amount of Pokemon recorded things. We might be getting close. But I don't want to say anything like that or think about that, because obviously then the best episode to go out on, the final one, would be 69. But that's a while from now. And I want to be done with this before then. I want to be done with this today. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I want to. It would be nice to be done. Let's just get this done. That is a little disappointing. I did not know that. That was new information to me. The 6 spots and the 50% encounter rate. I assumed it was a 1%, because some of the things are 1%. Let's see. What's a 1? If I type in 1% Pokemon, what is that going to give me as search results? Apparently nothing, because searches don't like the percent symbol. It's just giving me... All right, put that in quotes. I want specifically... How long does it take to find a 1? How many times to encounter a 1 in 100 Pokemon? Come on, guys. It's math. It doesn't really work that way. You can't guarantee it. All right, I just want to know a list of all the ones that are 1%. Let's see. I guess I will type the word percent. That does better than putting the percent symbol. What are all the Pokemon with a 1% encounter rate? Okay. Whoa. There's a bunch of them. What? Okay. Okay, that's not quite the same thing. See, here's a list of Pokemon that have a 1% chance spawn rate, 1% chance of finding them, but it's specific to certain areas or like how you're doing it. So for game one, you know, red or blue, there's a list of like 30 Pokemon here. That's not the same thing. I'm talking about only, and this is a mod for a game, so that's not even a real thing. I'm talking about, I'm talking about overall, regardless, 1%. That's not really how it works. What is this? Oh, once again, it took me onto something. I mean, a neat idea. Apparently there's some modded games out there, or, you know, Pokemon fan-made games that are not official, and I can't believe they haven't been shut down. But, where you could just catch anything, and so everything could have like a 1% chance, you know, mythicals or stuff like that. That's not the same thing. All right, I guess I'm not going to be able to find a list of ones that also have like a 1% chance like this, just to know which ones I already have, because I will have all of them now. That's the point. Is that anything that could, and I'm sure that there are, honestly, I'm sure that there is something like, what's the rarest one in each game? Maybe not for red and blue, because I feel like that one wasn't impossible to complete the Pokedex. Of course, you had to have someone who had it, but that one wasn't crazy. And I feel like it got crazy with Phoebus, but apparently not. Maybe it was just because we didn't understand that there were only some certain spots. That was where, in my mind, it was like, oh, here is something that you have to work for. Not just the normal amount of like completing the Pokedex work, but you have to put in extra work to get this one special little thing. And ever since then, it's gone downhill. But yeah, I feel like there are things like that. I'm going to look up this stupid fish. Bruxish. There was no F in it. Game data. Sun and Moon, you can find it from fishing. But if I remember correctly, if I go to the route, let's see if that takes me there. Those are items you can get fishing. Yeah, Bruxus, 1% chance. Why do that? What is the point? It makes it difficult. It makes it rare. It makes it harder to find. I get it. I know why people do that. Why they... Something worth achieving then, because you have to put time into it. But boy, it makes it annoying. It sure does. I'm honestly kind of disappointed that I'm sure, talked about many a time, because my mind will go back to, hey, fill the air while you're recording, and you're just doing this thing that's boring. And I will talk about related to the thing that I'm doing, especially when it gets to stuff that's difficult and how long it took to get a Pokemon. It is genuinely a little disappointing to learn that the one I thought was the hardest wasn't. We just weren't doing it correctly. We could have had it much, much sooner had we known about the 6 spots. Oh well. We were children. Literally children. Were we fishing? Were we surfing? I don't know. But I do remember it being a thing. It was a very difficult thing that we did, and it took a very, very long time, and apparently we made it harder on ourselves. This is an odd angle. I'm not the one who hatched this egg. I swear. What was that? I think there's a thing right behind me that I would like to leave me alone. I guess we're not going to get all the eggs this episode. I don't know, did I just go slower? Did it take longer time? Was I not paying as much attention? But we usually can get through a bit more than this, I feel. And, well, we didn't. Or maybe not. Maybe it typically takes me a little more than an episode to hatch all the eggs after a 30-minute breeding. And that's why last time I went from breeding straight to leveling up, and I thought I could get it all done in one go, and I could not. And so it went a little long. By that I mean like an hour. Well, I don't know. It's hard to count because I've also made changes to the point where this part goes much faster. So it's hard to compare it to previous episodes where I've recorded because it's not the same. I now have, I mean, I think I had the meal. I think I had the meal for most of it, but I have the colossal, which is speeding it up by twice as fast, apparently. I don't know if it is twice, but it's definitely faster. We can tell that. Stop going into the bag. We got a few minutes left here. We will get through the rest of this. That's like a box and a half, I think. So then maybe we'll go a little bit more for next time. We'll finish hatching the eggs. Then we'll level them up. Then we'll be done. Maybe? What do you think? You think we're going to get it this go around? This collection of episodes where we try to hit it? I hope so. I really hope so. I want to be done. I want to break free. I want to not do this anymore. But it would make sense that the final one would give us a struggle. I would have it any other way. Just to be clear, it would be nice if it wasn't that much of a struggle. Just give me a break on the final one because we put in so much time and effort. I mean, just as a quick guess, if we've done almost 60 episodes, and I know that some of them go long and some of them are short, but if I average it out and think that they're at least 30 minutes, 1,800 divided by 30 hours. I don't know if we've done 30 hours, but we probably have come close because some of them are over an hour and some of them are like 5 minutes. Well, at least some of the first original ones I started recording back when we were just trying to get to 1,001. Those were, I don't remember if I started out, maybe they were still around 20 minutes when I started doing this. I don't think I went, I'm just going to commit to doing 30 every time. 30 is a good roundish number. It's not insane. It's doable. But now we do 30. We keep an eye on our timer and we do roughly 30. That was another reason why they'd probably be all over the place because I didn't have a timer before. I wasn't looking at the recording time. Or I wasn't keeping it in line of my eyesight without looking over every couple minutes and going, oh, there it is. But anyway, that's the journey that we're on. This is what we're doing. You already know that. I'm just filling air. I'm just trying to make it so that we can somewhat get through this in a reasonable enough amount of time, if possible. Didn't want to do that. This takes too long. Go away. Thank you. Leave me be, leave me be. I don't need to do that. Remember when we found a shiny? Remember all that time ago when we were walking around and we found a shiny Pokemon? That was cool. More of that would be cool. Other things that would be exciting would be nice. Oh well. We'll figure it out. We'll get through it. And then next time, we need to go eat a meal. We can eat a meal here. We'll just run over there, I guess. Why would we? Why would we waste the time? We'll just fly there. We're right there. And then we'll eat a meal there, which was our original place that we were going. I can't believe I haven't gotten a shiny yet, honestly. I've done over 100 of them. I know that the chances of that are, you know, they're not boosted that high, but I do have the shiny charm. I'm just surprised. It has taken some time, but that's the cool thing about it. At the very least, if nothing else, all I've talked about, I'm trying to remember literally 20 years ago memories when I was a teenager. A child to teenager playing Pokemon and remembering, and that's why my memory's fuzzy. I doubt it really took the entire summer, of trying to hunt Phoebus, maybe a week. I don't know. That is a significantly shorter amount of time, maybe a few weeks. I remember there being multiple occasions where we were by the pool playing the game. It happened more than once, and then we were playing it outside of that. And like, it wasn't just that we were doing it together too, my friend and I. And then he got it. He caught the thing while we were at the pool. And then we went home so that we could quickly trade it and breed it and then get it for both. I remember that. I technically had a completed Pokedex before that point. I remember that too. Because it counted by, I think there were 400, I want to say was the number, 400. And it was showing me 400 already, despite the fact that I didn't actually have 400. Or I didn't have all of them, because there was Jirachi or Deoxys, one of those. One of his friends had gone to an event and had that thing. And so we did a trade back, and so it was counting it and showing me I had 400 out of 400. But I knew it wasn't complete until I had the actual all of them, and I was still missing that Phoebus and Milotic. And then we got it. But like I said, that was a long time ago, and I'm trying to like remember, and I don't remember all the details. Those are the best details that I can remember as of today, but memory's funny, and it kind of fades, and you don't remember everything exactly, so it's not going to be 100%. Can I not climb up here? Do they really lock me out and make me use the thing? That's annoying. But here, there's no reason. I have it on record. It is recorded. It is captured. The moment the memory is, it's there. It's there forever. And we're going to get it at some point. But it's not today. So come back next time where we finish hatching the eggs and then start leveling them up, and maybe we'll get the third form, the family of 3, because that's the final one. And we just need that one. See you next time.